Hi guys, David from RV Wholesalers. Today I want to give you a RV industry update. We're getting a lot of phone calls. We have been for, gosh, probably the last year, honestly. People wanting to know, what are build times like? What are prices doing? What are interest rates like? Is it really that hard to get parts? Right, we could keep going. So just want to give you a quick update today. Just been talking to a lot of factories for the last week to get some good information that we can give you, whether you're a customer that's already bought from us, a customer thinking about buying from us, or a customer that has no intentions of ever buying from us. Hopefully you'll find this information helpful. I want to start out with what's better, right? So we have, we're going to talk about what's better, what's the same, and what's gotten worse in the RV industry recently. So what's gotten better? Very simple. Stick and build times have gotten better. And you say, well, David, what's a stick and build? This is a stick and build unit, okay? It's got the metal on the outside. You can tell a big difference between this and a fiberglass unit, and it has wood studs in the wall. So this one's built just like your house. So build times for stick and tin units. Again, this is a stick and tin unit, okay, not a fiberglass unit. Fiberglass are normally laminated. This type of unit, the build times have gotten better. Some like Cherokee are almost sort of back to normal. Wildwood's getting very close to being back to normal. So we're seeing some really good build times now for stick and tin units. Also, the supply chain on domestic building products. So we're talking about things like insulation, lumber, steel. Those things are getting better. We're seeing fewer delays there, which kind of helps you understand why these are getting a better build time, right? The supply chain is more stable. Most of that stuff is right here inside the United States. The other thing that's getting better is quality. A lot of people have been talking about it. We even get people on the phone that say, I don't want a 20, a 21, or a 22. Well, it isn't as bad as you think. Was there a little bit of a quality drop-off with some lines? Yeah, there was. With some lines, there was no quality drop-off. Some had some massive quality drop-offs. But it isn't what you think it is, because, and it's definitely gotten better, because as the factories try to ramp up production, you're always going to see some quality drop-off, right? As people get used to moving a little bit quicker, building a few more. That's definitely gotten better because the guys and girls are more used to the numbers that they're running on a daily basis. So again, what's gotten better? Stick and tin build times have gotten better. The stuff that we get here in the United States, steel, lumber, fiberglass insulation, all that supply chain has gotten better, and the quality is getting better. Okay, now what stayed the same? What stayed the same is laminated units. Now, laminated units are normally fiberglass units. This, again, is a stick and tin unit, but they're normally fiberglass units. So they take, some use Luan, some use other products, but it's like a special wood they get in from overseas. They use styrofoam insulation. Everything's pressed together and glued. Okay, that's laminated construction. That really hasn't gotten any better on build times. The build times are still a good ways out, right? They're not terrible, but they're a good ways out. The other thing that's stayed the same is factory parts. We're still having a terrible time getting parts from the factory. And be patient with your local dealer. It's not that they're not trying. It's not that they didn't order it. It's they just can't get it. We still have parts. We've waited some units almost 8 months. So we're trying other sources now, right? Looking for other suppliers, going direct to the people that build them, that sort of thing, to try to speed that up. But you can imagine the factory has a lot better buying power than we do. So what stayed the same? Laminated build times and factory parts. Now, what's gotten worse? Pricing. Pricing has gotten worse. We literally just got a price increase from every single one of our manufacturers for every single line that goes into effect March 1st. So if you haven't bought yet, now's a great time to buy to avoid that March 1st price increase. Also, dealers are still refusing to price protect. And to us, we think that's probably the worst thing happening in the RV industry. Now, let me explain it real quick. So you do a contract with a dealer for this Puma, right? And making up numbers, guys, totally making up numbers. Say you sign for $30,000. It's going to take them probably 12 weeks to build this thing. When yours comes in 12 weeks, you're expecting to pay $30,000. The dealer says, no, gosh, I'm sorry, we had price increases. Your price is going to be $34,300, right? And you're thinking, well, hold on a second. Now, we agreed to $30,000. Well, they're not price protecting. And honestly, there's one dealer that is price protecting right now in the United States, and that is RV Wholesalers. We still price protect all of our towable units, so fifth wheels, travel trailers, all that's price protected. So what's gotten worse? Pricing has gotten worse. They're still raising prices at the factory, and dealers are not price protecting. Okay, let's head over this way. Okay, now I'm in front of a laminated unit just because we were discussing it earlier. This is a laminated unit, so if you're wondering, these are still taking a little bit longer to build than the stick and tin units are. Okay, continuing with what's worse. Unfortunately, there's more worse than better, but what else is worse is motorhome production. Motorhome production is taking a very long time right now. The main reason is Ford, Chevy, who build most of the chassis, are unable to get chips right now. You know, we've all seen that on the news, the little chips that they use for the motors. They're just not available. There's an incredible shortage. We've seen some start to lighten up. International chassis are starting to lighten up, like on Super Cs. So Super Cs are a little bit easier to get. The regular Class C that normally has the Ford or Chevy chassis, they're pretty hard to get. Now the E450 has loosened up a little bit, but the E350s are getting harder and harder to get from Ford. So again, motorhome production is really off. The other thing is they've sold so many motorhomes. We have one motorhome manufacturer that's already out through April of 2023. Another one thinks they may be sold out in 2023. Remember, we're 2022, early 2022. It's February, and one's already through April of next year. The other one's they believe is through next year. They might be able to squeeze one or two in. So again, what's gotten worse? Motorhome production. So if you're thinking about a motorhome, now's a great time to get one, so you get in line. Even if you say, well, I need it next year, you know, I need it this year. There's some companies we might be able to get you one from, but you're going to want to jump in line either way. What else is getting worse? This one's really interesting to us. Consolidation of dealers is really picking up. That's not necessarily a bad thing based on why they're going to consolidate, but we're seeing there's about 14 groups right now. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard of most of them. We don't need to name their names, but there's about 14 groups that are growing like crazy. What they're doing is they're buying existing dealerships, RV dealerships, grabbing them up as quick as they can, trying to control the market, right? And the thought is, hey, if we have enough dealerships and we sell enough units, we'll be able to set pricing. None of us want that to happen. So just, you know, kind of pay attention to that. That's something we're seeing a lot of right now, is dealer consolidation. There can be a good side to it too, right? Some dealers are adding more dealerships so they can service more of their customers in an area. So that's the good part to it. So basically just kind of go back through it. What's gotten better? Stick and tin build times have gotten better. Supply chain for domestic building products has gotten better. Quality is getting better. What stayed the same? Laminated build times. This is a laminated unit. Factory parts have kind of stayed the same. They haven't really improved yet. What's gotten worse? Motorhomes have really, build times have gotten worse, right? Pricing has gotten worse for everything across the board. And we're seeing a lot of dealer consolidation, which, again, could be a good thing, but in most cases it's not. We'd love to read your comments below. Make sure you comment. Also, if you would, follow us on Facebook. We would love if you subscribe to our YouTube page. We're going to have at least monthly updates on what's happening in the RV industry, RV news, whatever you want to call it. So keep checking back. And also, we got a lot of videos that tell you how to help you camp, tips, tricks. Check out our webinars where we help you safely buy an RV, or join one of our RV boot camps where we really get into detail how you can very safely buy an RV and how to pick out your RV and make sure it's going to work for you. We'd love to talk to you as well at 877-877-4494.